Hey guys, Brandon with Brent's Lawn Care. Today's video is going to be on restoring this Walker GHS deck. This is a 48-inch deck. It's a total basket case deck right now, in my opinion. It's covered in grease from the gearboxes leaking. This thing needs a total overhaul. It needs weld repair. The gearbox has got to be rebuilt. And I'm going to show you guys all that in this video. So guys, I took the gearboxes out of this, off this deck here, and I gotta say, I'm pretty excited. If you look at the date of manufacture, both of them say 2016 on the left and rear box. I mean, left and right box. Those are the newest gearboxes I've ever had. I'm usually rebuilding ones that are like, you know, 2008, 2006, somewhere around that realm. So look at what we got going on here. This thing is, the center box is leaking bad, okay? This seal, see, this seal here, blown out completely. This thing's been leaking a long time all over this deck, made one hell of a mess. I'm gonna show you guys how we revamp a Walker deck to make it look like brand new. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to Sandblaster today. We're gonna get this deck sandblasted along with the carrier frame. I'm gonna take some good footage for you guys on that. So guys, before we go to the sandblast, I just want to show you the underside of this deck. It's really not that bad. It's not the worst I've seen. Usually I'm replacing these pans here that rot out. I actually made a template, and I make new ones out of sheet metal and stitch welded in. But luckily, these pans are in pretty good shape. Some of these baffles here are bent up. I'm gonna show you how we fix that. This needs a weld repair. I'll show you how to fix all that. So we're gonna take this, oh yeah, look at this right here. This is all bent in. We're gonna bend that back with a sledgehammer. So, all right, we got some work to do. The first things first, let's get this metal clean so we can actually see what we're doing. So we're gonna take this right over to the sandblaster and let him do his thing. All right, so we're here at Bay State Dustless Blasting here in Seekonk, Massachusetts. My buddy Dave here is gonna blast these up for me and get them ready, so they look spick and span. So guys, this is Dave and the setup. Say hi, Dave. He's the master blaster behind all this. This thing is serious business. This thing's awesome. It's a Dustless sandblaster. Does a fantastic job. And I love coming here and watching him do his work. So I'm gonna get some good footage for you guys. Alright guys, so I got the pieces back home from the sandblaster. So here's what they look like. They came out really nice. I just hung up the carrier frame, the gearbox covers all together. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pre-bake them up to 250 degrees. That's called hot flocking. That's going to remove any contaminants that may be on the metal. It's going to kind of like sweat it out. So I like to get these powder coated as soon as I get them back from the sandblaster, so we don't get any rust or anything like that. So the next step here is, like I said, I'm going to fire up the propane heater here. It's just a 60,000 BTU heater that I got running off a propane tank here. We're going to fire that up. We're going to get it to about 250 degrees, let it bake, and then we'll shoot it. Guys, this is the actual powder coat that Walker uses. It's very expensive, but it comes out really nice. It's like $130, I think, for 5 pounds. But I use OEM Walker powder coat and OEM Walker touch-up paint if I have to. All right, so I got the heater going. I just turned it on. As you can see, the temperature's starting to climb. We're gonna get it up to about 250 degrees. I'm gonna let it sit there for probably 10-15 minutes to get the part nice and warm. And then we'll open up the oven and we'll spray the powder coat. In case you guys are wondering, I'm using the Harbor Freight powder coating system. It works just fine. I'll give you the rundown on that when we start spraying. Alright guys, as you can see, we got this up to temp, around 250 degrees. I had it sit there for like the last 15 minutes. We're gonna get ready to spray here. I am using the Harbor Freight powder coat system. It's like $80. And I tell you what, it works great. It works great for what I'm doing. Never had any problems. It does have a little bit of a flow inconsistency at times, but for the money, can't beat it. So I'm running about 30 pounds on the 30 psi on the air compressor here. You don't need much when you're doing this. Let's see if I get a good ground somewhere. Probably right here. Yeah, all right. Now I'll put it right here, right in front of me. Nice. So what I did was, when I preheated this, I sweated out any contaminants that were going to be on the metal. Okay? And as you can see, I got some grease to wipe off. Let me do that now. Alright. So it's probably going to take a couple coats. It usually does. But I'm spraying this at around 35 psi. Just turn the flow down a little bit. Seems to work out good for me. This Harbor Freight gun throws out a lot of powder. As I'm spraying this, I got my foot on the foot pedal to make the metal conduct electricity so the powder sticks to it. But as you can see, this gun has trouble getting into corners. It always has. Sometimes I have to lay the piece down on the opposite side to actually get it to stick to the corners. And it seems like no matter what I do, it just never wants to stick to the corners. Forgot to open up my vent. Alright guys, so this is the first coat. It's a little thin in some areas, and as you can see, it wasn't able to get in the corners too well in some areas, but I have tricks for that. I don't want to go too heavy on this coat because I don't want to start running it. So I'm going to bake it, get this coat set so it's hard, and then I'll blast it again, and that should fill in all the areas, all the bare areas that were missed.